Hi everybody and welcome back to soccermag.com. I'm Kevin Ferguson, otherwise known as the Money Man. Not a name I love, but kind of stuck over the years. And I've got Moneyball, Dylan, my main man. How you, bud?
Yeah, I'm good. How you doing?
I'm well. I'm coming back. A lot of people have been asking me, where am I, what am I doing? And I decided I'm going to start playing in this space again. I've been giving a lot of attention to the business and doing a lot of traveling. But I'm back and we'll start posting every day on the from Friday, from tomorrow. I'm going to start posting again, and we're going to do a lot of content on how to bet, what to look out for, what not to do, what to do, and some high roller content as well. So I'm looking forward to that. And as Leonardo DiCaprio said in The Wolf of Wall Street, I ain't fucking going. What a great movie. What a great weekend we have. I thought we'd chat about the top three, the run into the Premier League title race. Three teams, really. I think we can discount Aston Villa.
Yeah.
Sorry to you Brummies out there, but not going to happen for you. There's no Leicester story going to unfold in Birmingham this year. But it's interesting to see. We've got Arsenal, Liverpool, and Man City. Probably the best title race in years involving more than two teams. Because I think we can all agree it's kind of been a two-horse race for a while.
Yeah.
With the exception last year with Arsenal, Liverpool, it was a two-horse race between Arsenal and Man City. You know, we've got Arsenal on top by goal difference, 64 points, Liverpool 64 points, and Man City 62 points.
I think 63.
Is it 63? You're probably right. You are the money ball. 63, you're right again. Just checking.
Yeah.
Just testing you. Let's break down the strength of the schedule. What I did before the weekend before the break for the international, a lot of teams that were playing in the FA Cup, a lot of games were cancelled, so the top three teams weren't affected. So they've still got 10 games remaining, a possible 30 points each. And all I did was simply put down their schedule, rank where that opponent is on the schedule, and then add up the placings of these teams, and the lower the number, the harder the schedule. For example, if a team comes out with 8 points, it means that they're playing teams averaging 8th position on the log. So it's not an exact science, but it's a pretty good indicator of what strength is left in the schedule. And good news for Liverpool fans. The strength schedule for Liverpool comes in at 10.1. What that simply means is that they're playing teams with an average of 10.1 placing on the Premier League log. So they have the easiest schedule, and you can get them at 11-5. Is that a good bet or a bad bet? Bear in mind, full disclosure, you are a Liverpool fan.
I think that is a pretty good bet. I think the thing about the run-in, it is nice to look at the average position, but I think this Man City Arsenal game that's coming is going to swing that completely. Because
of course it is. I'm not arguing that.
If either side wins that game, I think if City beat Arsenal, I think it's game over for everyone else. I genuinely do.
Sorry, folks. We are dealing with a Gen Z. I have to keep saying it. I'm not taking the piss, but if they lose this game, it's over for Arsenal fans. Is that what you're saying?
I think so.
Arsenal fans, if we post this, I want you to comment on him and take him to the cleaners. Because I'm still of the opinion that one game doesn't decide the season. Still 29 points. But I get your point, Dylan. It's like, it would seem like that if you're an Arsenal fan. And but don't forget that people 2 games into the season are like, well, if we lose this, we're out. You know, so it's not as ridiculous as that kind of statement. But I think if our crew to go back early into the season, but this is a drum you've been beating all season, and I can't beat it out of you. Pardon the pun. So you think that it will sway? And obviously, it's a 6-point game, as they say, a huge game. But I don't, I think it's more important for Man City to win it than it is Arsenal, because for me, but I want to get back to Liverpool. We'll get into those teams. 11-5, Liverpool, easiest run-in. They're playing teams at 10.1 average on the Premier log. 5 games at home, 5 games away, as both Man City and Arsenal also have. So would you put any money down on that?
I think I've said this before, I'm very superstitious when it comes to Liverpool, so I have to play the card that I don't think they'll win it. But inside,
That's reverse psychology,
yeah.
isn't it?
So I'm trying to convince myself that it's not possible, so that if it does happen, it's a bigger surprise. I think the thing about Liverpool now is that they have a couple players coming back in the next 2 or 3 weeks. I think Trent Alexander-Arnold, Alisson, Jota. If they get back to form
Yeah.
relatively quickly, I think Liverpool are playing Man United at Old Trafford on the 7th of April. I think that's as big as Man City playing Arsenal. I think especially after the FA Cup with how Liverpool threw that game away, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's those kind of games that Liverpool are playing. I think even Aston Villa at home, second last day of the season, if Aston Villa are fighting for 4th place, with how good their record has been at home, that's not an easy fixture by any means.
No. I think the Premier League, with the exception of Sheffield and Burnley, has proven to us that there's no easy games in the Premier League anymore. You know, and Man City have not looked like they've been firing. So to me, 11-5 on Liverpool winning the Premier League, it's not a bad bet. I might put a couple 250 on it just to have some interest in the last 10 games. I'm a closet Liverpool fan. My brother Jimmy. He is an absolute out of the closet Liverpool fan, and you know, we've accepted him for that. In fact, I think we knew it before he did. But yeah, so I like Liverpool 11-5. I think that they will win the Premier League. Strength of schedule, and like I said, big league. What do you think? Arsenal have the second easiest schedule, if there's such a thing, and they're playing an average strength of 8.44 on the Premier League log, and that's quite. It's almost 1.6 positions higher. Knowing that the Premier League than Liverpool, and knowing how difficult the Premier League, that's not a small gap. You know?
No, it's like effectively you playing Brighton, who I think are 8th every week, which is it's obviously a simplistic way of putting it, but I think that the Premier League here, I think they've updated. They say Arsenal have the most difficult one, but it's marginally because they've worked it up by points, I think, and it's
mine. There was obviously a couple movements on the log after the FA Cup weekend, but I'm going to stick with mine. I've got Man City at 7.5.
Okay.
Which is 2.5 places
better than Liverpool.
More difficult than Liverpool.
Yeah.
So, it's a tough schedule, and Man City haven't been the Man City of old.
Yeah.
You know, usually they dominate in defense, they dominate in scoring, and it hasn't been that. They've looked vulnerable a lot this year.
So out of the 3 teams, they've conceded the most goals out of the 3 teams, but the gap is, Arsenal have conceded 24, Liverpool 26, and City 28.
Yeah.
So it's not really. So Man City are conceding a goal a game.
Yeah.
Which we know where their defense has historically been way better than that. Even the goal scoring stats of, I think Arsenal have scored 70, Liverpool have scored 62, Man City have scored I think 68 or around that number. There really is very little between these teams.
Look, I think that as well. For Liverpool, one of the big Man City's had De Bruyne out for the half the season, but Liverpool missed Salah with the African Cup of Nations. You know, where he got injured and still not probably 100%, but getting back to full 100%.
Yeah, I think he's only started. I don't actually think he started a game in the Premier League this year. I think he came back, got injured straight away, had a 20-minute appearance against Brentford and got injured again. So those are arguably the 2 best players in the Premier League, and they've missed a large portion of the season for both of the title runners. And whereas if you look at Arsenal, I think if you look at both teams playing their best 11 every week, large majority of the season, Arsenal have had the most of their best 11 players on the field. Declan Rice hasn't missed anything. Saka hasn't missed anything. Odegaard, Saliba, Gabriel. Their spine has played almost 100% of minutes in the league.
Yeah.
Whereas Liverpool and City, Rodri's been suspended, De Bruyne, Haaland getting injured, Alisson, Trent, Salah. I think I said Salah already, but
Yeah.
it makes a massive difference
Yeah.
having that consistency. And I think now we've seen, since the turn of the year, that Arsenal are benefiting from that more than the others.
Well, you've been pretty ballsy over the last few weeks, dropping your plums all over my table with a massive thud. So are you going to do that? Are you going to be ballsy and call Liverpool winning the title? Give me your positions for the who's going to win second, third, gold, silver, and bronze. Give it to me now.
I think Man City are still going to win the league. I still believe they will.
Yeah.
They've done that sneaky thing they do again where players get injured for the international break, but it's a 2-week holiday for them basically.
Yeah.
I think De Bruyne and Haaland and Rodri all missed international games.
Yeah.
So I think going into this Arsenal game, it's probably the freshest they've ever been.
Yeah.
I still believe they're too strong, and
Why aren't you a Man City fan? I mean, you can wax on about them all afternoon.
I think it'll be sweeter if I'm saying all this and then I'm wrong.
Oh,
It'll be nicer.
Revert the reverse psychology. Yeah. Doesn't make for good listening to the fans out there, though. So no plums on the table this week, eh?
No, not this week. I'll see what happens this weekend, and then I'll make a definitive call.
No, you won't. You'll be saying the same stuff. You like Man City will lose. You'll be going, well, they're still going to win it. Anyway, so you say Man City gold, yeah.
And then I think Arsenal are going to come second.
Oh my God. Did you lose your minerals to your girlfriend this weekend? What in God's name's happened?
I think that Liverpool have been great this season.
Yeah.
But I can see them going to West Ham and drawing when they shouldn't. I think a lot of times this season they've gotten those late winners. I think Nottingham Forest is an example where they go away to Nottingham Forest, an incredibly difficult game. And there's only so many times. I think
an incredibly easy game.
Well, it should have been easy, but it.
It
should have been easy, but
it
Forest should have, in theory, won that game.
Yeah.
I think Liverpool have scored the most goals after 90 minutes this season, and it's just. I don't think they can. They aren't dominating games the same way that Arsenal and City are.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when I watch Arsenal play, when I watch City play, compared to Liverpool, it's maybe because I just get more nervous when I watch Liverpool because there's something in it for me.
Yeah.
But the Man United game in the FA Cup was an example where Liverpool should have buried that game. They 2-1 up, dominated for this whole second half, and they were complacent. They didn't capitalize on their chances. They let United back in the game. They lost. I think City would put their foot on United's neck and finish them off. I think Arsenal would probably do the same. And I think Liverpool playing Man United at Old Trafford again in 2 weeks is... I think that'll be I think that's probably the most difficult game Liverpool have this season. And that's a game where I think Arsenal, City, even if it's a draw, Liverpool will go 2 points clear. I don't see Liverpool going unbeaten. I don't see Liverpool winning the next 10 games in a row.
I don't see any of those teams winning the next 10 games in a row.
I think City could. I genuinely think City could win the next 10 games. I honestly think so.
I bet you they won't.
Yeah. Maybe, but I think out of the three teams, I can see City going on an unbeaten run.
Okay. Well,
Arsenal, I think the thing about them is that they've been unbeaten this whole year. I don't even think they've drawn a game in the Premier League.
do you know who the top form team in the Premier League over the last 15 and 20 games are?
Probably a team outside of the top three.
Liverpool.
Okay.
Yeah, Liverpool. Without Salah. There's a Klopp factor that you're not counting into this. Him leaving, and the guys will run for him. They'll run through walls. This has got, for me, I'd love to see Liverpool win it so I can have a decent parade, I wouldn't want to be anywhere near a Scouser on when they travel that bus, and it'd be lucky if the bus actually returns to the station with the four wheels, kind of like Cape Town. But it's I'd love to still see them have that parade. They deserve it. I think the Klopp factor is a huge factor this year in the fact that he's leaving. I think that was also a well orchestrated announcement at the right time to galvanize the team. And for me, I know you're the doomsday sayer about Liverpool. And Liverpool fans, please, if you've got any comments for him, let him have it. He's not a Liverpool fan. He's a closet. I'm sorry, he is a closet Liverpool fan. He's what we call in North America fair weather Johnson, coming out in the good weather, stretching it up, living the life, and then as soon as it rains or this guy will never walk alone. So I'm gonna have to disagree with you.
Okay.
Or as they say politely now in the world culture, agree to disagree. For me, it's Liverpool, Man City, Arsenal. Gold, silver, bronze.
Who do you see Arsenal dropping points to? Out of curiosity.
Man City.
Man City.
Yeah.
Do you think that'll be enough?
I see them dropping points to Tottenham away, Man City away, possibly Chelsea and Man United. They've got Aston Villa, Wolves. They've got a tough running. It's not an easy schedule for them. And look, they won for the last 5 in a row. Good for them. But they don't have an easy schedule. Chelsea, Man United, Tottenham, Aston Villa, Brighton, Man City. It's not an easy run. So I do see them dropping points.
I think the other thing that makes me hesitant is I look at Liverpool's fixtures and Everton away.
Yeah.
Even if Everton get relegated this season, if they are the team to stop Liverpool from winning the title race.
Yeah, but Everton's form has been horrific.
But it's in the Merseyside derby, it doesn't matter. I think they'll, especially at Goodison, Sean Dyche will come there and he'll put on his Mourinho shirt like when Chelsea beat Liverpool.
They have the joint worst record with Sheffield United. So this is a game, maybe it ends up being a Nottingham game for Liverpool, but there'll be no shortage of motivation. Everton just don't have the team. They don't have the horses.
But they always show up. I think even when Liverpool played Everton at Anfield, it was Everton were bottom of the table. Don't think they'd won a game.
Yeah.
And it was still massive grind. I think Liverpool got a penalty, and that was the difference.
Look, there's always a flashpoint. We can look at either team's schedule and say, if you're an Arsenal fan with that sort of pessimistic view, you'll go and point to various games that they've blown or didn't perform well at. But it's a collective of so far 28 games, and collective 28 games. They are where they are. Arsenal and Liverpool have 64 points. And there's a lot of games that both teams can point to and say, we could have done better there. We were lucky there. That's part and parcel of unpacking a season. But I'm really devastated about your pessimism for those Liverpool fans that watch. Certainly Jimmy, he won't be happy with you. And I'll have to listen to him phoning me up this weekend. Who's that fucking idiot on your show?
I'm just trying to be humble.
It's not a look that suits you, mate. Okay. So you're saying Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool. I'm saying Liverpool, Man City, Arsenal. Yeah, and there you have it. I like 11-5 on Liverpool. So best of luck to all three teams. A bit more better luck to Liverpool, and I hope they do it for Klopp, and I hope they do it for Merseyside.
I think the Klopp factor is very important. I guess it's the I think I've said it before, the past 5-6 seasons, the trauma of being in this position so many times and coming away with nothing. That is making me hesitant with Man City.
Well, as a Leeds fan, I can't identify with that. I haven't had that much trauma, though I'm happy to say that they are top of the championship right now, and very optimistic that we'll be returning to the Premier League.
Maybe they'll get, like Leicester, charged by a financial fair play and get relegated.
Well, you are Mr. Optimist today, aren't you? Okay. Good luck to all you people out there. 11 to 5 for me on Liverpool offers some good value, and I'll be taking some action on that. Thank you.
Or should we do the top 4?
No, I don't. I haven't done any fucking research. I'm probably
Okay.
half an hour into the. Probably half an hour. Let's just get through the other show. Sorry.
Okay,
we
sweet.
can do that. We can do that next week. Bud.
Okay, cool.